Hi, good morning or good evening. It is another week for us here in Texas, United States. I am returning back from dropping the kids off, and I thought I'd do my next car talk for this week. It looks like whenever I'm dropping them off from school in the morning, because it's quite a ways, I will record a few minutes of thoughts with you, and with hopes that it is encouraging to others in some way. So here's my thought today. I guess on my mind, I've been thinking about the military persons that I know that are in a state of transition just like we are. They haven't found their places yet, where it is that they're going to plant roots and continue to grow. So there was something that I heard this weekend, because here in Texas for Fort Hood, they do have a Christian women's Bible study group that meets every week. Well, not in the traditional way that they would normally meet, but they do meet every week, and in small groups in the community to study different Bible studies. But we did have an opportunity to gather together with proper social distancing measures being taken to see a virtual conference. This conference was put on by a nonprofit organization called Planting Roots. And one of the things that they said in the conference was, I don't know if they said it in the conference or one of the speakers said it as they were prepping for the conference, but I'm not sure, but I know I got it from their organization. But it said we plant roots. Yes, right? We want to go somewhere and plant roots, right? You've probably heard of the saying, bloom where you're planted, right? Wherever God puts you, that's where you're going to be, and so you bloom there. Don't be trying to think of how can I get out of this situation, and just think of a plant, right? A plant doesn't have the power to get up and move. It's just planted somewhere, so it has a choice whether to thrive and grow right there or to just wither and die. So I hope you are choosing to thrive and grow, because wherever you're planted, know that God knows where you are and He sees you, right? And He's I'm sure He's well aware of how you feel about where you are, whether you like it or don't like it, or making the best out of it, being content, whatever that is. So Planting Roots Ministry, they said, I think it is the director that said this. She said something like, plant your roots in Jesus, not in the dirt wherever you are. Something like that. I was like, whoa. Of course, right? We plant our roots in Jesus. Of course, but I'd never really thought about that actually. So I just love that. And so I wanted to offer that to you today, right? Plant your roots in Jesus, not in your circumstances or wherever you happen to be. As long as you're planted in Jesus, it really doesn't matter where you are, really. You could be in jail, like Paul, right? Paul spent a lot of time in jail, and yet he did not waver from the faith or from his trust in the Lord, right? In fact, I remember, I don't know where it is in the Bible off the top of my head, but I remember Paul and Silas being thrown in jail, and they spent the night singing psalms and giving thanks to God all night long, to which all the other people in jail and the jailer heard these praises, and the jailer then became saved, because it doesn't say why exactly he became saved, but I mean, he probably didn't get that a lot, where people would be joyous and praising the Lord out loud in that place. I'm thinking that place is a dark place. Yeah, you might be in a dark place, but there are people all around you, and your actions of just simply praising God like you would anyway, right? They may help someone come to know Him and change the trajectory of their entire family and household, which is what happened in that case. Can you imagine that? I just think that's amazing. And I love the verse, I think that's in Philippians 4, where Paul says, I've learned to be content. I'm paraphrasing, but he said, I learned to be content in any situation, because he's been in lots of different types of situations. Some would call them good situations and very bad situations, but it didn't matter. He was still trusting in God. He was still the same. He had the same character. He was the same Paul, right? And I just offer these thoughts to you, and thinking about where you're at, your life. Maybe you're not as connected as you would normally like to be. Maybe you don't have enough, or you don't have the in-person relationships that you would like in the places where you are, because of the situation that we're in. I've had times like that where I wanted more than what I had around me. And so in those times, I got a little creative. Now, I know everyone's not maybe naturally thinking the same way, but I think my bent is more towards gathering people together. So I'll do that any kind of way. I'll do that via the internet. I remember one time, many years ago, having this prayer group before there was really groups. Like there's many groups now, but this is like years ago. I had this prayer group, and it was, I think I had it through Facebook, but I only used that to share like a Skype link so that people could connect. I wanted them to do it in person, so we all had to see their video, because I mean, how can you share? Well, for me, I thought, how can you be real with somebody you don't even know who you're talking, who's hearing these things? And so for a period of time, that was good for those that participated, and really for me. I know who you are. And so for me, I know I needed to be in something. I needed to be a part of a group. And even if there wasn't a group around me, I was going to make a group, and I did. I made a group for prayer before, virtually. I have groups that I meet with for Bible study. These are not sporadic things. These are ongoing weekly appointments at a certain day and time that myself and the people that I'm meeting with choose to set aside time in their week to both prepare for our time together, and then to meet.
In half a mile, turn left onto US 190 Business West Highway 190.
So is there someone maybe in a previous place that you've been assigned? Someone, as you pray about this to God, is there maybe someone that you can reach out to and ask if you could, if they're interested?
Turn left onto US 190 Business West Highway 190.
Is there someone that you can ask if they're interested in meeting together with you one day, and see how it goes? You could study a book of the Bible together. Just read a chapter a week and talk about it. You could watch a YouTube video. There's many Bible programs online. I know there's plenty of free resources if you know where to look.
Continue on US 190 Business for 2 miles.
There's also YouVersion. I'm a big fan of that app because they have devotions on there, and it's just really easy to use, I think. And it's an easy way to get someone to partner with you through just doing that devotion together. So if you need some ideas on how to get connected with somebody else or how to get something started where you are, and it doesn't have to be huge, just even one person, with one other person. Is there somebody that you can be in relationship with for this period, for a small period of time, like a week or a month or once a week, because we want to be what I started off saying was we want to have roots, right? Strong, deep roots that no matter what's going on around us, like, we're secure. But we got to make sure that those roots aren't anchored onto people, because people are there's seasons for people, for different people in your life. I mean, depending on how God is shaping you. But if you're anchored and your roots are deep in Jesus, then it doesn't matter where you live, what's going on in your environment, your health. Like, nothing will change if your roots are deep in Jesus. And so, is there somebody around you that maybe God puts on your mind that you could ask? Maybe even being bold. Maybe you've never done this before, where you can ask, I'm just feeling, I don't know how you would phrase it, but, would you like to, I remember the first time I asked someone, because I had been praying about how I could be a mentor to someone, like someone was a mentor to me for many years. And I started praying about, I want to do this for someone else. And praying about that. And the way it started and happened, it's funny now how it happened, but it was just like, wow. And do you know, actually it popped up on my calendar this weekend, that it's been, I think 2014, October something, was our first time meeting. And we've been meeting weekly ever since. Can you believe that? And I prayed about this relationship.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Macon Street.
God had the right person in mind for me, because what I wanted to do and what I thought I could do, I needed a little bit of discipline and, being on time, having everything ready and done, but I'm so thankful for her and her teacher spirit.
Take the second right onto Macon Street, then your destination will be on the left.
Okay, that's enough talking. I'm here at the place where we're staying right now, still waiting on a home. It's a home situation to get settled, but even still, I will continue to grow deep with Jesus during this time and with the people that he has around me. Bye.
Your destination.